Hello, good evening and welcome to the Untied Stand. I'll tell you what, this is probably one of the worst ones we've reacted to this late at night before, because it's not good news on any level really, and there's more than two. There's three stories really that we need to talk about. We're going to start off about David De Gea. Now, it started as a trickle and then it's turned to a stream into a fast running river. That David De Gea, well, Manchester United are expecting a move for David De Gea from Real Madrid in the next month. Next month has even been quoted. I mean, get out of town. What's this all about? I've been quite consistent about De Gea since about the end of March, thinking he would go this summer. But as the weeks have gone on, I'm actually in a position the last couple of weeks where I felt he was going to stay. I thought we'd weather the storm. For this to start up again, if De Gea was going to leave Manchester United, it should have been in May. We should have had all the issues that went on with Donnarumma when he was going to leave. We should have jumped in and took him if we were going to let De Gea go. Now the story is, and it's across a lot of people, so I'm not even going to quote, it's in The Guardian, The Telegraph, the Manchester Evening News, so some credible, some not very credible, but it's basically all saying the same, that Manchester United are expecting a bid for David De Gea from Real Madrid in the next month. However, as has been said many times before, De Gea will not force the move, but he is keen on the move. Now, where does that fit in with Mourinho, who's been quite consistent? If a player doesn't want to be at the club, he will let them go. I don't think De Gea will force the move, but again, it frustrates me because it's very... I was talking about George Mendes, who's the agent for Mourinho and De Gea last night, and saying, in relation to Manchester United, George Mendes hasn't done an awful lot for Manchester United since he's been there. Lots and lots of clients, they don't come to United. And the rumour is that that's because he doesn't like Woodward, because De Gea didn't go to Real Madrid a couple of years ago. Well, it looks like he's still trying to get that deal done, still trying to get De Gea to Real Madrid. I'll be quite honest about it. I think De Gea does want to go to Real Madrid. I think it's very obvious that he wants to go to Real Madrid. I don't think he's unhappy at Manchester United, but I think he wants to go to Madrid. I think that Real Madrid president would love to have the Spanish #1 in goal for Real Madrid. It's the appetite of Manchester United to do this bid, and there's one deal I just have to hammer home here. Manchester United apparently value De Gea at £60 million. Sigurdsson is valued at £50 million by Swansea. Kyle Walker's going for £50 million to Manchester City. David De Gea is the best goalkeeper in the world. He should not be going for anything less than £100 million. And if they give us £100 million, or they want to give us a player of the quality of Morata, or Morata and somebody else, or a Bale, then maybe we come to the table. But I only heard yesterday, and I put it on the back burner because I didn't want to think about it. Mourinho would be quite happy to go into the new season with Romero and Pereira, Joel Pereira. I would be having nightmares. I would. I think this squad's got a lot of potential that he's got at the moment, but it lacks a superstar beyond Pogba. There's a lot of players that we don't know how they're going to perform this year because they didn't perform fantastically last year. We've got the new players coming in. There's a lot of uncertainty about this squad, but I'm confident it can do well. If you take De Gea out of it, he's probably our biggest superstar with Pogba. Very experienced, world-class goalkeeper. You take him out of that and suddenly that squad's weakened again. And what goalkeepers are available at the moment? Oblak's not leaving Atletico Madrid. Donnarumma's just committed to AC Milan. Joe Hart. I mean, it could turn into a bloody nightmare. I think United have got to dig their feet in on this again and say you're not going. At the start of the summer, maybe we could have done a deal then, but not late on. I mean, it's starting to frustrate me a little bit that we've got these... We've signed 2 players. We know we're behind. Mourinho's list went in March. We know Woodward and his team are behind in getting the deals done. So not only are we getting a little bit frustrated by that, as I'm sure Jose is, we're now approaching the start of the season, not with all the signings that we want on a pre-season tour, and now potentially having this upheaval around the goalkeeper. And when it's widespread reporting like that, I think it's something. It is cause for concern. However, it is not. I know, Chris, that Hart is apparently going to go to West Ham. However, it isn't being reported in Spanish papers, so that is a positive. I don't think AS have led with it at all, and I don't think Marca have either. So that is encouraging in that sense, that there isn't any major news in relation to De Gea in España, which is good. But we are braced for that De Gea bid. and Manchester United obviously expect it, but I think they've got to resist it. They've definitely got to resist it, and they've got to stand tall. I don't want to lose De Gea, and I think nobody wants to lose De Gea. None of us want to lose De Gea, do we? Shari Kara, he's always there and he always puts a contribution, and he says De Gea wants to go, United is begging him to stay, small club. Look, if De Gea comes out and publicly says he wants to go to Real Madrid, then we'll have to get rid of him, but I don't think he'll do that. And I think Manchester United have just got to hang in there and make him stay. That's what I would do in relation to that. The second bit of bad news I wanted to report, and I had to verify it. I didn't think it was going to be true, but it is. It is Di Marzio again. He's come out with 2 pearlers tonight in the space of about 10 minutes in relation to Manchester United. The first one was that Juventus want to sign Matic. And I did tweet out, I said, look, hopefully Di Marzio's not got anything right about Manchester United so far, but hopefully he's going to get this right about Matic to Juventus, because I don't want Matic at United. He's too slow. But then a few minutes later, he comes out with Nainggolan will sign a new contract for Roma by the weekend, which just took the wind out of my sails completely, because I was like, well, where are we going? Where is this central defensive midfielder coming from? Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Matic or Dyer, who none of us really, really want or have confidence in? Fabinho is so obvious, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, even though it's a very easy deal to do. Nainggolan was the sort of fantasy, but again, he's obviously going to stay in Rome. We give him so much money. Come to Manchester United, we'll give him so much money and so much responsibility. It's a big, big club, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that way, does it? So yeah, very disappointed about Nainggolan. I mean, I think we clearly tried, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. I'm just having a quick look, because sometimes things are coming in as they are. But it is, look, Manchester United are a team that realistically are going to have to pull their finger out. They're going to have to stand their ground in relation to De Gea. We've got to keep De Gea now. It's too late. I mean, as I said a few minutes ago, I've read something that Real Madrid are going to probably bid for him next month, well into August. I mean, it's almost like they're doing it on purpose. Like Real Madrid are deliberately antagonising Mourinho, Manchester United and Manchester United fans. As I said, I thought De Gea was going to go, and if he was going to go, he needed to go in May so we could sort it out. We've had this long-running standing, Mourinho clearly wanted Morata first choice, and Madrid just played us for idiots, and we walked away and made them look idiotic. What they're going to do with De Gea, I think, is they're going to wait till August. They're going to run it all through August like they did last time, and it'll go right up into the transfer deadline, and then it just causes United massive issues. And I don't want that to happen. If he's going to go, he's got to go now. But I don't want him to go, and I really, really, really hope he stays, because I don't think we've got any contingency now. And whatever anybody says, and I know a lot of people like Romero, I will tell you now, and you can keep this clip, and I've said it before, he couldn't catch a balloon. Premier League, week in, week out, he will cost us points. He's alright in the Europa League as a backup keeper, and he did well on that. But if you look back on that Europa League campaign, he did very little. He didn't really get tested. He did a few Hollywood saves, tipping it over the bar here, there and everywhere, and he saved a penalty against Southampton away. But week in, week out, Romero, there's a big reason Romero's never really been a first choice keeper for any of the teams, for any big club. I know Argentina is their first keeper, but again, international football in such a good side, does he really get tested? Romero as our first choice goalkeeper would terrify me next season, and he would cost us points, as he did back when De Gea was going to go last time in the first few games of the season. If anyone wants an exercise in what Romero's like in the Premier League, watch the Swansea game when we were 1-0 up and we lost 2-1 because of him. We need to get somebody better if De Gea goes. David Allen Taylor and Dave Miller, I don't really understand this fake news thing that's sort of come. I know it's come from Donald Trump, but I don't really. I think it's sort of had its day, lads. It's a bit like Spice Girls in the 90s. It's finished. I don't know why people keep saying that. I mean, I suppose it's my fault for actually drawing attention to it, but those people who are saying it, I think we'll have to sort of block that phrase. It's such a boring phrase now. Do you think I sit there at 10:30 at night and think, oh, there's an article in the Sun, I better go live on that because the United Stand viewers will love it? I don't intend to go live at all tonight, but when it's on, when Manchester United are expecting a move from Real Madrid for De Gea, and it's everywhere, on all sorts of different outlets, then that's the sort of thing we react to, because it's not just one or two. So that's why we've spoken about it. I fully expect, I don't know whether De Gea will stay at Manchester United or not, but what I do expect 100% is Real Madrid are going to try and disrupt him and screw us over, because that seems to be their big motivation these days. But more disappointing to me, it could be total nonsense about Manchester United and Real Madrid, and it certainly sells papers, doesn't it, for them. But the 9-goal thing's really disappointing. I think in the back of my head, I had just sort of been hoping, because it has been very quiet around Manchester United transfer news for the last 3 or 4 days, and I was just sort of hoping, because we're not being fed nonsense, I suppose nonsense in your head starts to develop. It's a regular occurrence for me, and I was just was thinking, oh, you know what, we're going to sign somebody, maybe it is 9-goal. But to be fair, the rumour has always been, and Di Marzio actually said this probably about 6 weeks ago. He said Manchester United very interested in 9-goal, but he's made it clear that he wants to stay in Rome, and that has always been the consistent story from Di Marzio. And whether he's been accurate or not about Manchester United, time will tell this summer, but he's certainly very accurate when it comes to Serie A. So yeah, we'll see. Kieran Burns says, love the suit, Mark. I don't know how you can be commenting on this video when the other one was in the suit, unless you're reflecting on this morning. But yeah, thanks for that. Lee K says, obviously all the media outlets will jump on it. No, it doesn't work like that, mate. It doesn't work like that at all. You look at the papers tomorrow morning. The Daily Star will be saying we're signing Neymar like they do every day. Manchester Evening News will come out with some sort of story to get their clicks, and The Guardian will have something different. It's very rare that everybody sort of jumps on the same story, because everybody wants to be different and have a different story. So there's clearly something. Graham Lawless, again, look, I wish you'd listen. The Star, he says, the Star, Daily Mirror, the Star, the Daily Mail and the Express isn't everywhere or anywhere close. I haven't mentioned the Star, I haven't mentioned Daily Mail, and I haven't mentioned the Express. It's in the Manchester Evening News, it's in the Guardian, it's in the Telegraph. So add them 3 to that 3 you've got there, and probably about another 4 or 5 since we've gone live. It's all over the UK press. So make of it what you will, but you know what? What's that saying? There's no smoke without fire, and there's a lot of smoke. Victor's saying, breaking news, Roma are open to start talks with Manchester United about 9-goal. Well, I think we know that's nonsense, because it's only in the last few minutes that that Di Marzio has said that he's going to sign a new contract. Man City are talking to Mbappe representatives. Obviously, we mentioned that a little bit before. That's Sky Sports, though. They probably need to get some bets on him to Mbappe to City. Bonucci to Milan from Juventus is amazing. I mean, that's a bit like a credible. I mean, that's a bit like Manchester United signing Hazard. It's ridiculous, absolutely stunning that would happen. ESPN, United expecting Real Madrid to come back for David De Gea, but still determined not to sell. Exactly what we've basically said. I think they are going to try and disrupt him. United need to just hang on in there and stay strong. Definitely. That's I think that's what we all want to happen, if we're totally honest. Breaking news: Draughty Devils broke his ankle, or twisted his ankle. If you're interested, I'm going to take some of your comments. Obviously, always like to try and do that, so happy to do so. And let's have a look what we got. Ibra's been spotted at Old Trafford, says Danielle Peves. Well, I did say earlier, I don't think Zlatan's put out there that there's imminent breaking massive news, but he is in Manchester with Mini Raiola, so a lot of people are saying Zlatan's coming back to Manchester United. I don't think that's breaking massive news, that if he stays at United. I think it's bloody obvious news. I think retirement, or China, or LA, or going back to Barcelona, which had never happened, or PSG, or Inter, that would be massive news for Zlatan at 35 or 36. I think him staying at Manchester United is not massive news. A lot of us sort of expected that to happen anyway. Or he's back fit in September. That would be massive news. But if Zlatan comes back to United in January and he's going to stay till May, I don't want him to go in March to the MLS then I think that's a really good boost. We've done that in the past. We've had Henrik Larsson at the club, who just comes and plays for a few months, and it really does work. It's a good idea. I'll be very happy with that. I don't think it is going to happen though. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see on that. Thanks everyone for watching. It was only meant to be a quick update. Let's see what happens with the De Gea thing. I'm probably more disappointed about Nainggolan because that seems like it's certain that he will stay at Roma. De Gea, I went into the summer thinking De Gea will leave Manchester United, and I was quite sure about it. And obviously I've said it on videos many times, but I think I'm at that position now where I think we've ridden that storm and I felt he was staying. And I'm disappointed that it is late on in the transfer window. I know there's still 2 months left, but once it hits August, if you're doing deals there, there's something really wrong. It is late in the transfer window, and for this to be rearing its head from that scummy club Real Madrid again, it really frustrates me. But hopefully we will dig our feet in, because losing De Gea at this point in the season would just be ridiculous. And I can't see what the contingency plan is, because it cannot be Romero as a #1 goalkeeper for Manchester United in the Premier League. Thanks everyone for watching. Get commented below, give us your thoughts on it. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. A few people disliking it. It's not me who's reporting it about De Gea, of course. I don't want him to go. We need to get that fax machine out again, don't we? Agent fax machine is what we need. Back tomorrow morning at 7 AM with some more Manchester United transfer news for you. Have a great evening. Nearly the weekend, which means it's nearly the first watch-along of the season for the LA Galaxy game. Remember, we'll be live for the watch-along on the early hours of Sunday morning in the UK for the Manchester United v LA Galaxy game, and we'll be giving away new Manchester United football shirts, home shirts. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all soon, and get commented below. Let's give us your thoughts.